Hi guys, it's Borkson. Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome back if you've been here before. So guys, today I want to do a video that is long awaited. I found my high school ring. Turns out guys, it was right where Dad said it was in my drawer. Now when I went for it, I personally couldn't find it, but we found it, got it here. I'm covering it up because it says Borkson on it and I don't want. I'll show you guys close up. This is cute, guys. I'm going to show you guys. It fits on my pinky nowadays and no longer my ring. It used to fit on my left ring finger. Let's see if because I don't want. I know you guys know that my name is Borkson. If it focuses, it will focus. I got my birthstone. There you go. And I don't want to give away what high school I went to, so I don't want to show the ring too close up. So yeah, it's nice, guys. Sentimental, guys. The story behind my ring is my mom actually took a stroke and a heart attack and a stroke, a massive heart attack and a stroke, right before my ring was due to be paid off. Now, guys, to be 100% honest, the day of the ring ceremony, my ring was not paid off a penny. And when they announced that ring ceremonies would be the next day, and they were announcing everyone who paid their ring off, because you had to pay the ring off before they would just give it to you, which I understand that Jocelyn's had that for a reason, guys. And I was devastated. That everyone else in my class, but the girl I hung around with, because she's the only one who did not get a ring. A few people didn't get rings, but very few. And the teachers turned to me and said, "Well, Borkson, your ring wasn't paid for." And I said, "Well, how much do I still owe on it?" And this is where I have to say I think things were a little cold. They said the whole thing, not a penny, was paid down payment on your ring. And I flipped out. I came home, cried to my father like a 2-year-old, like I always did when I didn't get my way. And you guys don't know, my parents didn't have a lot of money. My father had a little more than my mother had, but my parents didn't have a lot of money. My dad was, I feel comfortable saying this now that God has called him home. Dad was a factory worker, man. He worked in a factory, but I never looked down on people who worked in factories. And schools used to tell them the time that factory workers were bad. Guys, first off, factory workers put food in my belly, a roof over my head, and gave me a bed to sleep in. So first off, I did who wants to work in a factory. I was like, well, I don't think it's bad because you don't think it's bad to work in a factory. Because my father was physically disabled and he worked in a factory for 30 years. So I don't look down on people who work in factories. This is what my father did for a living. And after that, he was a driver for a hospital. So I don't look down on drivers. Somebody being a driver put a roof over my head, put food in my belly. It's why I have everything I have today. It was from an elderly man who worked. So I do want to add that my parents didn't really have that money. But guys, when I tell you that my bill, I think it was more than $500, was due on my ring, I came home and cried to my dad. And he said, "Okay, call Jocelyn's and ask them if I come in tomorrow with a check made out to them, will they let my daughter do her ring ceremony?" So I called Jocelyn's in tears. I was like, "Look," I said, "my mother is basically coma state. She did a massive heart attack and a massive stroke. My father will write out the check for you right now." And they said, "Okay." They said, "Your father will write the check." They said, "We'll make a deal with you. We'll have one of our people come to your school when they come to school with the rings. Have your father meet him at the desk, and your father, you can give the guy the payment, and you will get your ring in your class." Guys, I cried like a 2-year-old. But my father was elderly and disabled. So he did not know he could stay for my ring ceremony. He thought it was a private school thing. So everyone there who got their ring all got to have their family with them. I didn't because my mother was in the hospital. So the ring looks like on my finger. I kind of gave away too much. My mom was in a hospital. She'd had a massive heart attack and a stroke, and the saddest part was she was in her room crying, and the doctor came in and said, "Borkson's mom, why are you crying?" She said, "Today is Borkson's ring ceremony in school, and I gotta go. And they're like, "You can't go." And she's like, "Why not?" They said, "If we send you home to her, you will die." Spoiler alert. She did later that year. But anyway, guys, So I had no one there. My mom had called my aunt, and my mom were crying. My aunt didn't know it was my ring ceremony. She said, well, why couldn't I come to? I would have went with Pert, my father, when he paid the bill. I would have sat there. I wanted to be there for her because I was the only one who didn't have anybody. And everyone was looking at me kind of weird during the ring ceremony, like, Borkson, where are your parents? And I was like, mom's in the hospital with a heart attack and a stroke, and dad had to go back to be with her to fill out forms and all, guys, because they thought they were going to have to operate to do a lot of procedures on her to try and save her life. Anyway, so the teacher in school, she made me a really pretty book, my initials on it, and then put pictures in it so I could show my mom. And I came home that day from school, showing my dad the ring. Guys, I didn't show you guys inside because it has my signature. Guys, you guys will see really close up. And I always say you can see the ring just as good on my finger as you can off. But since this is filming, I'll show you guys. I chose this swirly design for the ring, if it will focus. No, guys. I don't want to say what high school I went to just because I did not have a good. Guys, you'll notice I have like a little. I did not have. Oh, this is class of 2010. This year I graduated. Guys, I did not have, a great experience with that though, guys. But anyway, I came into the hospital while my mom still there, and I had the ring on my. I remember I had it on my left hand. I think my right. We bought it with my right hand. I said, "Mom, look, I got my ring," and she took one look at me and bust out crying. I said, "Mom, what's wrong?" She said, "I wanted to be there to watch my daughter get the ring." She said, "I wanted to be there to watch my daughter graduate." Fun fact: she was dead by the time I graduated. I'm an orphan. If you guys are new here, by the way, I'm a complete legal 100% orphan. Both my parents are dead. So anyway, but I don't think the word is. Yeah, both my parents are gone. So, but anyway, I showed my mom the ring. She cried. I showed my aunt. Still cried. It was nice. I got my ring. So yeah, it's the story of how I got my high school ring. I wore it for a few years, guys. I tried to clean it a little bit. I thought it lost its texture. It really didn't. It's just. I looked up when you usually stop wearing your high school ring because I was like, oh, I don't want to wear it after a while because it's a sentimental piece. But anyway, guys, yes. So I got my high school ring while my mother was fighting for her life. Battle. She ended up losing. Mom had heart failure, so she had a heart attack and a stroke again in October. Died early November. So that's sad. So guys, that's the story of how I got my high school ring. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Well, maybe not, because it's a pretty sad story. But yeah, guys, the way they gave us flowers and another ring that we could wear the same size on a different finger, that ring was annoying. It kept cutting me. It kept getting lost. So I was like, no. I love jewelry, guys. I always have, but having two disabled parents, it's just story from the day, guys. But I did get bullied and picked on school for having two physically disabled parents. Okay, guys, if you guys enjoyed this kind of content, and it's very random, but it's for my jewelry collection. This is a jewelry story. Okay, guys, comment, like, share, subscribe. I love you guys. Bye.